Do I have a real treat for you guys tonight? You know, since this video I did maybe 6, 7 months ago called A Girl Named Jasmine was such a success, and I got some interesting news today, I thought I would do a video for you guys that I've been saving ever since I had my very first channel, Karama MGTOW. I've been holding on to this one for a minute, and I felt like today was the day to share this video with you guys, since the girl I'm going to be talking about is now engaged to get married. So without further ado, let's begin the story of a girl named Ariel. Now, Ariel was a girl I met when I was 17. I met her at a house party. Basically, this was back in my rapper days, right? When I was doing the rap thing, music videos, doing live shows in my local city, shit like that, right? It's funny, like, dudes will be like, bro, man, your voice is kind of cool. Like, you should try rapping sometimes. Like, yeah, bro, I actually used to be a rapper. But, that's besides the point. And I'm not trying to brag about that. I wasn't famous. I wasn't even near famous. I just enjoyed doing it. Just something I kind of got out of my system. Anyways, so back to the story, right? So I'm at this house party, right? And this is when I had just dropped my first music video. And this video, this video was like kind of buzzing in my city. It wasn't like a million views buzzing, but it had maybe 30, 40,000 views at the time, right? So anyway, so I'm at this house party, right? And, maybe half the people there know I'm doing music, right? Anyways, this girl I've never met before, cute little white girl. She's maybe like a 7 at the time. She's like a 4.5 now, but she was like a 7 at the time. She's only a few months younger than me. So I'm 23. She's 23 now, but we were both 17 back then, right? So at the house party, I'm hanging outside with a couple of my buddies, drinking, smoking, whatever. I hear like this voice like 20 feet behind me, like, "Oh my God, is that the guy from the music video? Oh my God." And I'm like, "What?" And this girl just runs up to me from behind. She's like, "Hey, I'm Ariel." Now, Ariel's not her real name. I use fake names for the video's sake. But she loved that fucking movie, The Little Mermaid, so we'll call her Ariel. Anyway, so Ariel runs up and says, "Oh my God, you're that rapper guy. Like, I love your video." You guys know how white girls are, right? So I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool." So she was like dick riding to the extreme, right? And just basically talking about how she loves the song and all kinds of shit like that. And I'm walking and talking with my buddies and drinking, and she's like following right behind me. And like she brought her boyfriend to the party, right? And she totally ditched her boyfriend to come talk to me, like just ran away from him. Like he didn't even fucking exist. And this is like how this fucking hypergamy shit is so real, bro. So like we all get in the back of some SUV, right? And like we all start drinking and hotboxing the SUV, and she's like sitting on her boyfriend's lap in the front seat. I got like me and my buddy and like 2 bitches with us in the back seat, and she's turned around talking to me while she's sitting on her boyfriend's lap, praising me and telling me how much she loves the music and whatever. And I was like high and drunk as fuck, so I really didn't understand what she was saying. I was just so like in the zone. Anyways, so we talked a little bit, and I end up like stealing her bottle and going to another party with it. Anyway, she adds me on Facebook a few days later, and she basically admits to me, like on Facebook, that she totally would have left her boyfriend that night and gone away with me, like wherever I wanted to go. Basically meaning like you could have taken me away and fucked me that night and I would have loved it. While she's still with her boyfriend, right? While she's still with her boyfriend, I cannot make this fucking shit up. Now, I didn't do that because, believe it or not, that's actually not the kind of guy I am. And I was so high and drunk, I don't think I could have done it even if I wanted to. I don't think my dick was even gonna work that night. I was higher than a fucking Asian man's credit score that night, man. But anyway, so yeah, I go to another party that night, and, we don't see each other for a few months after that, right? But we stay in touch on Facebook, and she kind of makes me her side dude while she's dating some other guy publicly. I'm like her side dude in the shadows, right? And I'm trying to think when the next time I saw her was. Okay, so all right, so I think what actually happened was we didn't even see each other again. Maybe for like a year. It might have been like 8 months or a year, right? Because we talked for like 3, 4 years, but we would only see each other. I would only see her when she'd be fighting with one of her dudes, and then I'd like go hook up with her. So I think the next time I saw her again was maybe 6, 7, 8 months later. She's basically living with some other guy, and she's living with some guy. She's always living off a different guy, right? So she's living with some guy, and he's like going and working a job to support her, and he's like a total, blue pill faggot. And while he's at work one night, she literally says like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And I'm thinking to myself like, "Don't you have a dude?" I didn't tell her that because I like really wanted to fuck her. I don't think I had fucked her yet. So I'm like, all right. So I come and I pick her up, and I think I was fighting with a girl I was dating too. So she's fighting with her dude. I'm fighting with my chick. I come pick her up. We like hang out at the beach and shit, and then we go back to my place and have sex. And the thing about her, like, she only weighed like 90 pounds, right? But I swear to God, like, she had one of the loosest, if not the loosest pussy on any chick I've ever fucked. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, fuck, dude, like, I waited like 8 months for this. Like, I'm fucking her, and it's literally like I have my dick in a fucking, like, hefty bag. Like, I can't feel shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've fucked women that are, like, way fatter than you, that are like way tighter than you. Like what? This is horrible. Like this is just not. This is not nearly as good as I expected it to be. So anyway, so like after the sets, she starts acting weird. She's like, "Oh, I gotta go. Like I gotta get back to my place before my boyfriend gets home." And so I take her back to the house, right? And as I'm dropping her off, her boyfriend is pulling in from his night shift, from God knows whatever job he was working. He just pulls right behind me. And I'm thinking like, oh shit, it's about to go down. So I'm like, I have my hand on like my little pocket knife or whatever I had. And like she gets out of the car and I'm like, yo, hit me up. I told her as she was getting out of the car, I'm like, yo, message me on Facebook when I get home so that like I know he didn't beat your fucking ass. Just like I thought he was either gonna try to fight me or he was gonna beat the shit out of her when I dropped her off. Just like because it was another dude. Like it was another dude dropping her off, and it was so obvious, right? So anyway, so I drop her off and I go home and she messages me on Facebook like the next morning, like, "Hey, I didn't get my ass beat," or whatever. Anyways, that was the last time I saw her for a while. And I think I saw her a few times after that. But, it just never really amounted to shit. I don't even think we had sets after that. I just didn't care anymore. She always kept me as a backup guy. And she would always tell me, like, look, I feel like you have potential to be, like, the man I want to be with at the end of the day. But she literally admitted to me, she was like, I need to get all these other guys out of my system first before I'm ready to commit to you. Now, when she told me that, I was like, what the fuck? This is way before I ever discovered the red pill or MGTOW. But I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna wait like 10 years while you get fucked by like all these other dudes. And then you want to like be with me or date me forever or marry me or whatever the fuck you think you're gonna do. I was like, in my head, I was like, no fucking way, bro. But I was just like, no way. So anyway, I end up moving to Atlanta, right? This was in Florida when we all dated and met and whatever. And I moved to Atlanta, and we don't talk for like 2 years, right? And I would check up on her on Facebook every now and then, and every like 2 fucking months, she's in a new committed relationship, right? And she goes through guys like fucking Kleenex tissues, but she always has to be in a relationship. She's not one of those girls that can be single and play the field. She always has to have a dude that's dating her. She always has to have a beta male, and then she always has to have at least 1 or 2 guys she's cheating on him with. So I was always like, I was kind of a hybrid between one of the guys she would cheat with and kind of in the friend zone at the same time, where she didn't really want to be with me yet. She wanted me to be like the final beta male provider. Now, nothing about my character said beta male provider. she would see me date other women. She would see me fuck other women. Not see me fuck them, but like know I'm fucking other women. And somehow thought that like I'm gonna be the guy that she marries one day after she's had her fun. So anyways, 2 years later, she hits me up while I'm in Atlanta. And she's like, hey, I've been thinking about you like this whole time for years. You know I want to be with you. You'll always be mine. You'll always be the one I want in the end. And I'm like, girl, like I fucking moved. Like I don't even live in Florida anymore. And she just didn't even care about that. Like she just kept messaging me, I know, but I want to be with you. I miss you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I don't live there and I'm never moving back there. I did end up moving back years later, but that's whatever. But she's like, and she just totally ignored like everything I said as if I don't even fucking exist, and was just like, I want to be with you. Like you're the one, you're special, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I'm never gonna fucking be with you. I'm not gonna be your, like hero at the end of the day. I'm not gonna be your fucking husband. It's never gonna fucking happen. Go back to dating those fucking beta male faggots that you're always dating. And when I told her that, just that bluntly, her response was, LOL, okay. And then I never heard from her ever again. And we still haven't talked to this day. This was like 2 years ago when I finally told her that. Like we started talking in like 2012, and I told her in like late 2016, 2017, like, you know, it's never gonna happen. And her reply was just LOL, okay. We had been talking for maybe 4, 5, 6 years. And for years, she would tell me, oh my God, I want to be with you. You're the one, you know, blah, blah, blah. All this fucking fairy tale bullshit. And then when I finally told her off, her response wasn't like, baby, no, we can't do this. We've been talking for so long. It was just LOL, okay. And then we never spoke ever again. Anyways, I checked her Facebook today, just out of curiosity. And she's engaged to some new blue pill beta male faggot. Like, she's into these really skinny white boys that weigh like 80 pounds and look like they have full-blown AIDS. I don't know why this is her fetish. She's into like skinny-ass white boys that look like they're fucking, like they have malaria or some shit. I don't know why. I really do not fucking understand what attraction she has to these like terminally ill fucking white boys. But that's just her fetish, right? She's a white girl. So she's engaged to some fucking poor faggot, and I'm sure she's cheating on him. I'm sure she has other dudes on the side, because I used to be one of her dudes on the side. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, does this poor fuck understand the used car he's about to purchase? And like, this dude is broke as fuck. She's broke as fuck. I'm just like, how the fuck is that marriage gonna work? But knowing her, she'll probably call off the engagement in a month and then get a new beta male fuckboy to deal with. And she'll just do that until she's going to hit the wall in like 2 years tops. She's 23, but she partied so hard. She's already got wrinkles and shit. So she'll just settle for like shittier and shittier beta males and then eventually probably become a cat lady or some shit. But I don't know. Because I saw that she's engaged today, I thought, I'm like, you know what? It's time to do the fucking video on a girl named Ariel. And I guess the message of this story isn't even that, you know, women are scandalous and they cheat and blah, blah, blah. You guys already know that. I guess the part that fascinates me about this story is just how delusional this girl was, that she thought I was going to be her, like, final hero husband guy. Like, years later, after she's been ran through so much, and even after I ran through her, that she was so delusional to believe I would still come back and save her. Even when I was telling her, no, it's never going to happen, she just didn't hear it and just kept saying what she wanted to say until I finally was so fucking blunt where I'm like, look, bitch, it's never going to happen. We're done. Go back to those fucking beta males. I will never fucking marry you. And when I finally was that blunt, her reply was, LOL, okay. Like, oh shit, another one figured it out. On to the next one. Oh shit. Dropped my phone. But, yeah, I mean, that's the story of a girl named Ariel. Hope you guys enjoyed it.